we will discuss user customization, user setup, login history monitoring menu. By using this menu, you can set login monitoring settings, and you can check the login history of the users who have not logged in for a specific time period. For example, if you set the period to 7 days, then if a user logs in with a certain IP, and if the IP has not been used by the user for the past 7 days, then the login history will appear in this login history monitoring menu with relevant details such as user ID, time of login, and reason of the login. For monitoring settings, go to User Customization, Configuration, Security Setup. In IP Security section at the bottom, click Login History Monitoring. And at the top section, click Setup and set the settings to activate Login History Monitoring. In User Type column, you can select whether to apply each monitoring option to an individual user ID, or to an authorization group users, or to all users. For example, if you want to apply the monitoring to all users of your company, you can select All in User Type column. Then select the IP type and select Use on the right. Then all users login through any IP will be monitored, and click Save to finish. And also, you can set the days to be counted by the program and the IP range based on which the program will regard multiple IPs as the same IP. And you can select from A class to D class. If you will check all 4 parts of an IP, select D class. And if you will check only the first 3 parts, select C class. And click Save to save the settings. Then, once you have set the login history monitoring settings, if you log in through an IP that you have not used for the set period, then an alert message will appear where you need to enter the reason for the login. If you write the reason and click Start button, then the login history will be marked in User Setup menu, Login History Monitoring menu. And in the menu, click Search at the top right and search data by history and by IP and by IP and user ID. And in the menu screen, in the search results, if you click on a user's login time, it'll link to user login history, where you can view the details of the user's login. And if you click Check Visits by IP Address button at the bottom, you can see for each IP how often the user logged in.